The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
What's going on there, YouTube? Steve-O the Vapor here. How are you guys doing today? I'm doing a little review for you guys today. I've had some time to spend with this product and I want to review it for you guys. And today it is probably the best starter tank out there. There's really only there's a dozen different ones, but this one can sub-ohm, or cannot sub-ohm, and of course I'm talking about the Kanger Subtank Nano. I saw one of the guys on one of the Facebook groups was talking that he had just got an iStick 20, which I have one here, and that he was looking for a good tank. He was actually using it, not sure what it was. Hang on just a second. I should have been better prepared for this. It was something like this he was using on there. This is a little, I think a mini VV Nova type situation. It's what we started on. If you're a vapor, you have the old Ego kit. It's kind of what you got when you started. And he's running one of these on a 20. And he's asking, well, what would be a good tank to put on this? And I suggested the Nano. And I suggested it for a couple of reasons. It's a nice, small little tank. It's not heavy. It is got a Pyrex tank on it. The tank's all Pyrex. Comes with O-rings. It has a 0.5 ohm coil if you want to sub-ohm it. It has a 1.2 ohm coil if you don't want to sub-ohm it and just run it on a little iStick like this. But before we get too much into this, why don't we dive up close real quick and take a look at this thing. So let's get a little bit of up close time. Alright, and here we are with the Subtank Nano. This one, I've got two of them, so I've got this one in the box. So let's unbox it and see what you get. Son of a bitch. Okay. Take off, of course, your little sleeve here. You get, of course, a nice box. You've got the authenticity label from Kanger Tech. You can go on their website. You can scratch this little bit off, check it. You can get there and check and see if you got an authentic, which if it looks like this, you probably did. You just slide this off here. You get some literature, of course, the little manual on the Subtank. You also get this little card that tells you before you install your coils and put your tank together to wick your coils. Drop a couple of drops of juice in there. I'll show you how I do it in a minute. Of course, like I said, you get your little manual. You get this little card that shows you again how to go and check and see if it's authentic. Get all that out of the way, and then of course you got your tank, and this of course is your Subtank right here. Your little Subtank Nano. You see it's a cute little fucker. Really nice, adjustable airflow. Got a nice clicky adjustable airflow, and as you can see it's got Cylon, so you've got wide open. You've got your second little airflow setting there. You've got third one where you have one hole, and then you have none at all. And this is good if you want to primer puff it and start vaping it pretty quick. You've got, of course, a removable drip tip. We're all pretty familiar with those. If you're not, you will be soon. Very nice little bore on it. Actually, it's kind of got, for this little tank, it's kind of good. See, you've got your little inflow there on your chamber. And of course a good 510. You see there it says, Subtank Nano there, and you've got the good 510. As you see, it does not protrude a whole lot. So this is not something you'd want to use on a hybrid mech mod. Really, I don't see why you want to use this on a mech mod at all, but you could if you're sub owning it. To take it apart, it's pretty simple. You unscrew your bottom. You have, of course, your coil. You have the tank itself, and the tank does come apart. You have your top piece there with your chamber. It's got an O-ring attached to the top. You have your glass Pyrex, and you have your bottom piece. Now, this being the Subtank Nano, this is not the one that you can put the RBA in. This one does not have that RBA option. You can see it's got this little bridge here to connect it together. And to put it back together, you simply slide that in there. Screw that on like so. Pop your little drip tip on top. And you've got your base. And of course this is the new Kanger coil. See, it's a vertical coil. It is not horizontal like the Atlantis, the Arctic, some of the other ones. It does have two little places there to wick. And when I install one of these, simply, you've got your base here. You can see right through it. If you actually look through the Cylon hole, you can see the bottom of your coil. And to install the coil, you simply screw it in like that. Of course, like per the instructions right here, which I think I gave you the English version of that, I hope I did. Per the instructions, you drop a few drops of e-liquid in here. I also put a drop on each of these little wick holes here, these little juice holes, so that it will wick a little better, and then you screw it right. Of course, you'll want to screw it together like this, not to get rid of your e-liquid, but you'll screw it together like that. Of course, like I said, the airflow, clicking. You can hear it click. I like that. It stays in place. It's a pretty tough little unit. My other one, which I'll show you in a second, I actually, because it is unlike the Mini here, as you see, the Mini has a little framework on it. This one does not. I've actually broke one of these glasses, one of these Pyrex tanks, and was able to replace it. I actually bent it just slightly when I dropped it, but I was able to, just put it back in place. It was very easy to do. Of course, in the box, you also get a 1.2 ohm coil. It comes with the 0.5 installed. This is the coil you're going to want to use if you have an iStick 20 or something that does not sub-ohm. Of course, it also comes with a replacement, thank goodness, a replacement glass tank and replacement O-rings. And that's about it. It's a pretty nice, simple, straightforward tank that does an excellent job. Now let's get back up and let's go up and vape on it. And we're back. And this is a great little starter tank if you're just moving up from the good old starter kit with the little dinky tank here that can't really handle wattage or anything really good. This is a great tank to step up with. Now there's also the Aspire Nautilus and the Aspire Nautilus Mini, which is kind of the same size as this. I don't really like them. I had one, it almost destroyed this iStick because it has the glass threads on top where you put your top on. If you don't get that right or it hangs up, you can either expect it to leak a whole lot and destroy your mat, or maybe you're going to break that glass and hurt yourself, cut yourself. I don't really like that design. This one is better. It's straightforward. It's rugged. Like I said, I did break a Pyrex glass with this. It's simple to put it back together. It comes with everything you need to rebuild it once, which I got to give to Kanger, because the the aero tanks, the Pro tanks, none of them really came with spare parts, and this one does. So it's great in that regard. I've got the 1.2 ohm coil in this, which you're going to want to use if you are going to use it on iStick 20 like I am. And it gives you a good little vape. It really does. You can sub-ohm with it. It does come with the 0.5 coil. I just don't suggest it. It's a very hot vape. I don't enjoy it that way. I like it with the 1.2. It vapes just great with it. If you're doing this on an iStick 20 like I am, you're not going to want to use that 0.5 coil. If you want to sub-ohm, honestly, move up to the Subtank Mini or the Subtank Plus or any of the plethora of sub-tanks out there. But for just a good starter tank, this is gold. It works great. It's rugged. It comes with spare parts. It's great that you have the option to sub-ohm it if you want, or you can run it above ohm at 1.2. And as you can see, you get a great vape, great taste. This organic cotton. It's just great. Now, some people have knocked the Kanger coil, the Kanger coil here. And the reason they've knocked it is when you're running the 0.5 coil, you can experience dry hits if you go anywhere from 23 up. Honestly, with this little 1.2 ohm coil and this little nano, I have had no dry hits. Absolutely none. I've got two of them. Like I said, I've got the other one here in the package, and I showed you, and I've got this one. I've had no dry hits with the 1.2 ohm coil, so it's a vertical coil, and the way it wicks with the 0.5, it just doesn't get the juice it needs. In my Mini, I'm running the RBA. It has some problems wicking too, but not as bad as those coils do. So I'm gonna wrap this up for you guys. Hey, stick with the little nano if you want a good starter tank. If you're gonna run it on a 20-watt device, keep it with the 1.2 coils. You of course get a 30-watt device like the iStick 30, the iStick 50, the MPV3, and run it on that and sub-ohm it if you choose. If not, hey, this is great for just starting out. I've got this one running at 18 watts. And as you can see, it vapes and runs just terrifically. That's all I got for you. Thanks for watching. If you're a new person, somebody just watching the video, please subscribe to the channel. You can check me out on Facebook at AC Vapes, that group page, or on other group pages. I'm on Instagram, Steve-O the Vapor. Until next time, Steve-O the Vapor, stay cool and keep on vaping.